Thank you very much, everybody. It's been so much fun being here tonight. This is great. Thank you guys all for coming. You're all forgiven for not. So that's all right. We'll get them next time, right? My name is Arora, and I've lived here for about a year and a half. I moved to Atlanta from Canada, and you know, it's funny. I learned. I'll be honest. Canadians, we have this attitude sometimes. We kind of look down on Americans and think that Americans are a little bit ignorant, and then especially Southerners. But then when I moved down here, I learned just how ignorant Canadians are about the South. Because my friends would ask me all these strange questions like, Mo, is it true that Southerners are all really nice but kind of racist? And I'd say, no, Southerners are all really nice. Even the racists. Yeah, I do attract a certain type of attention, and I can tell when it's because of my skin color for two reasons. One, it always coincides with the new season of Homeland. So it's always like, okay, now Mo, start carrying your passport on you at all times, okay? No problem. And the other thing is because every time they ask me where I'm from, and they always ask, where are you from? And I say Canada, they always say, that's not what I meant. Let's take this back a little. There's more to the story, you know. But I applaud them because whatever their motivation and whatever they might be thinking, I applaud them for engaging me rather than just thinking it to themselves, because that's the best way to learn something. Who knows, right? And also they're trying. Sometimes they're just curious, but they don't really know how to have that conversation. They don't know how to ask questions like, "What's your background? What's your ethnicity?" Usually I just get some version of, "What are you?" And I like to pretend I don't know what they mean, so I'm just like, "I'm a Leo? I don't see how that's relevant." No, it's good. The reason why I moved down here is because I met an American woman and I followed her down here. And it worked out. We got married earlier this year. Thank you very much. Now, I'm still too new into being married to know much about it, but I can say that being married is a lot better than being engaged. Because planning my wedding was by far the most stressful thing I've ever had to watch someone else do. Let me paint you a picture. My family is from India. Her family is from East Tennessee. Right? You can imagine. Like, there's two very different people, two very different funny accents. I couldn't respect anything anyone was saying at all times. It was crazy, right? But also, see, Indian people love really big, elaborate weddings. But where my wife is from, in East Tennessee, is a very, very typical sort of affluent southern white church community. You know, very #blessed kind of people, right? So they love really fancy weddings too. And I thought, because I'm the groom, I don't have any say in this. The whole thing is just going to spiral out of my control. Right? It'll turn into this giant super wedding that would be an event. They'd call it Bollywood meets Dollywood. Can you imagine how big that would be? That'd be like a Kiss concert, right? But luckily, cooler heads prevailed, and my wife got the wedding she's always dreamed of since she joined Pinterest in 2012. So, right. Pinterest, man. Pinterest is the thing that I haven't learned about. I've not been to, and it's not just Pinterest, but like that, like Southern sorority sort of taste. That's all new to me, right? Like I've now, including my own, I've now been to 3 Southern weddings, and at all 3 weddings, the bride and all the bridesmaids got a bunch of things with their monogram on it, like merch, right? Like sweaters and bags and travel pouches, you name it. It's all over the place. And I think that's weird because it's like, it's a wedding, right? Like my wife and I, I'm like, okay, so we're married, we're partners, we're equals. What's mine is yours. And then the first thing she does is put her initials on everything she owns? What kind of message is that to send? I don't know. I should have known it would be like this though when I proposed to her. I should have known, because I'll never forget the night of the proposal. It was 30 seconds of me proposing and 3 hours of her texting her friends. Right? Like I spent the whole day worrying about how it would go, and I spent the whole night just watching baseball by myself. Right? Apparently asking someone to make a lifelong commitment to you is a good way to get a little space for a while. So, yeah. Little did I know. But it's good. Now I have in-laws. My in-laws are fun. They're you know, my in-laws, they sat me down after we got married. They had like a very stern conversation with me, like, Mo, you're the man now. You got to take care of our baby. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take care of her, but she's no baby. She pays half the rent. Right? I'm on her insurance. That's how this works, right? When I moved here, before I could get my driver's license, I had to get my learner's permit for a period of time. I could only drive with her in the car. I'm the baby in this relationship, all right? And they're like, okay, yeah, I get that, Mo. I'm just trying to say that, you know, our daughter is the single most important thing in the world to us. And I'm like, don't say that, because you're forgetting the very important fact that you have 2 children. What about your son? Do you even know where he is right now? He's gonna come home with a neck tattoo that just says, pay attention. What are you gonna do then, Mom and Dad? I don't know what I'm supposed to call them. Do I call them Mom and Dad? Do I call them Ken and Beth? Ken and Beth are not their names, by the way. That's just what I assume you call white in-laws, right? Like, this is my Beth. Her name is Pam, right? Is that how it works? I don't know. I'm still learning, guys. That's good. We're all friends now, so I'll get a little bit vulnerable with you. Rex recommended being vulnerable, so I'm gonna do that right now. Make a little confession. By the way, Rex, great. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that's the idea. Like, yeah. It made me think of evaluations in a whole new light, because like by evaluating someone or something, yeah, you're right, it's empowering, it's compassionate, you want to tell them. So the only question I have is, has nobody ever evaluated that blazer? I just want to know, right? Like, I feel like this is an act of compassion. I just want to, right? That was fantastic. But, no, I'm just borrowing from Michael the Magician, because that was my little distraction, and now I'm going to come to what I'm really doing. So, see, my wife and I, I'll say this, my wife and I did not consummate our marriage on our wedding night. It didn't happen that night, right? Now, apparently, I've learned that that's really common. A lot of times at the end of the night, the couple's just too tired, and they don't care, right? I may have discovered another reason why it doesn't happen, though, because it's really difficult to get excited to have like those kind of relations when they're sanctioned by your parents. It's like a really awkward sort of like, go get them, that's not what I want, right? All night I'm on the dance floor and it's like, hey Mo, save some of the energy for the hotel room. Like, oh Mom, come on. It's rough. It's like, look, I knew that by being a newlywed, you get older married couples kind of giving you advice on how to have a long, happy marriage. What I didn't know is that it's mostly just them talking about their sex lives. They're like, oh, that's how you broke your hip. That's a vivid story. Wow. I don't know. I could go on and on about that for a while. But guys, there are 2 more great comics. This has been a great evening so far. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.